So guys, welcome to coding. Last time we have discussed the topic about basic concepts of OOPs. Today we are going to learn the tokens that we use in C++ for coding. I hope you will guys will like my video. Do like, share and subscribe. So starting up with tokens, when we talk about tokens, token basically means a passage of text or individual words and punctuation mark that are called as token, and these are the smallest individual unit in any program. C++ has halving tokens, keywords, identifiers, literals, punctuators, and operators. So now coming to the very first token, that is keywords and identifier. When we talk about keywords, keywords are basically the words that convey a special meaning to the language compiler. So when we are talking about language compiler, you must be clear what do you mean by a language compiler. Language compiler basically means the area where we write the code. Basically where we write the code snippet, that is known as a language compiler. Now how they convey a special meaning? There are some of the reserved words that are already defined in the language compiler which we cannot use as variables. Variables means what we have to assign any value. We cannot use that words which are already defined in the compiler. For example, class. If you want to define a class, you will use the word class. Now if you want to use loops, then you will use for or while. This will further understand when we move more deeper into C++. Now coming to identifiers. When we talk about identifiers is nothing but some naming rules how we write a variable. These are the building blocks of a program. If we use the identifiers, then we can easily provide any variable, or we can assign a value to a variable. There are some naming rules which are defined as follows of identifiers. Now coming towards the next kind of token that we have, that is literal. When we are talking about literal basically means the data items that never change their value during a program. Now when we are talking about literal, they are classified into four categories: integer, floating, character and string literal. When we are talking about integer constant means that these are whole numbers and further divided at decimal, octal and hexadecimal, which are easily able to understand by the computer. So these are known as integer constant, which only includes whole number and will include no decimal value in it. Then we are talking about floating point constant. Floating point constant means which will include more values than integer constant and can include a decimal point in it. Next we have character constant. When we are talking about character constant means this same character that is recorded only in single quotes is known as a character constant. When we are talking about string literal means basically which has double quotes in it, that we are defining a whole string, that is known as a string literal. So the next kind of tokens that we have is punctuator. Punctuators are similar to the punctuation mark that we use in any language. Now punctuators are of various kind. Number one, we have curly braces. Curly braces is used for the opening and closing block of a code. Opening and closing block of a code means like if we are defining a class, it will have a starting and it will have a ending. So that is known as curly braces. Number two, that we have parenthesis. Parenthesis is used for the function call or defining a function parameter within it, the parent block. Now next we have a semicolon. The semicolon is used to terminate each and every statement so that it can get executed. Now coming to the square bracket is used to initialize the value of array in it so that it is easy to assess the values. Now you can understand with the help of a code snippet given you here. Important kind of token is operators. When we talk about operators, anything which has to be done on a variable, that is a token. Number one is binary operator. Binary operator is those operator which require two operands. Like if we want to add, subtract or divide, we require two operands. Next we have a logical operator. When we are talking about logical operator, these are used to provide either true result or provide as a false result, or we can get the reverse of the result. If we, either it is evaluating to true, it will give us to value as false. So these are known as logical operators. Now when we talk about assignment operator works upon two functionality. If we are using a single equal to, it will assign a value to a variable. If we are using two equal to sign, that means it will check the result whether the value is equal to that variable or not. Next we have a relational operator. When we are talking about relational operator, used to check whether the condition is less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Now when we are talking about conditional operator is nothing but just to check two statements whether it is true or false based upon the relation given before the question mark. The syntax is question mark and a semicolon. So guys, I think you must be clear about what are tokens and the different kinds of tokens available in C++. Maybe keywords, identifiers, literals, punctuators and operators. So guys, if you are clear with the concept, you can go to my blog that is in given the link is given in the description, where you can solve an exercise based upon this. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. And I think you guys must be clear with all the concepts. To like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.